Are showing up with a vengeance across central Texas after the recent heavy rains we've had. Large mounds, you've seen them popping up everywhere, and pest control workers are busier than ever.
Are very busy treating house after house out here. That's after the recent heavy rains brought out tons of fire ants. It's Go Green Lawn and Pest Control to the rescue.
It's been crazy busy lately. There's just been a lot of calls about fire ants. The rain has just brought out all kinds of bugs.
The recent rains are to blame, flooding out anthills and causing fire ants to reemerge from deep underground.
Guys, welcome to the Vantage training call, orientation number 1. Congratulations on being selected part of this program. It's gonna be a crazy year. 2024 was for the 10th year in a row, best year ever. Guys, it was a special year for us. We hit some high heights, or some new heights as a company. And the first of which is that we serviced 30,000 new customers in just 3 months this past summer, which again was not even really the goal. We kind of just flew past what we even thought was possible. In addition to company heights, there were some personal heights. And so a huge shout out to Finn and Hugo, who were the top producing rookies this past summer. For the first time in company history, they were able to hit $100,000 in earnings as 18, 19-year-old students. So just something that was really special and really cool to see. Having a 100K rookie was a goal for Vantage, but one that started to feel a little bit out of reach over the last couple years. But again, something hit this last year, which was pretty special to see. Guys, the origin behind Vantage is, again, just very humble beginnings. When we started this company, it was just my brother and my wife and I. We had a chance to go try this crazy job that we've been doing in the US for about 10 years here in Ontario. The actual first street we knocked, Mineola Road in Mississauga, Ontario. We just got out there, the three of us, we're like, hey, let's give this a try. Let's see if this job that we'd done in Canada, or sorry, in the US, works in Canada. And it was just something that, it was kind of a weird thing to start, because the service that we were selling didn't really exist before we went out there to knock those doors. And we definitely got some raised eyebrows when we started to hit those first homes. One of the crazy things, or one of the big changes that we've tried to bring to the industry is we've tried to take what was an extermination program and turn it into a subscription model reoccurring pest maintenance program. And that change in the consumer's perception is something that took a whole heck of a lot of doors to finally realize. Now, it definitely is viewed that way now. Pest control in Canada is done more sustainably, it's done more safely as a result of this change from a high-impact extermination service to an ongoing home maintenance program. So much more effective and also safe for the consumer. So we're really cool and very happy to have established that legacy or made that change to the industry here north of the border. So, guys, it's been a really cool journey for us. Over the years, when we started this thing, you know, again, it started with just the three of us. Then we were able to add a few other people. The first person that came in that wasn't family was Jordan Earl. And then from there, we were able to launch quite quickly across the country marketing services for another provider. That was a really cool opportunity for us. We were quickly able to figure out, hey, which markets is this going to work in? What are the pests that we need to offer as coverage, whether it's mosquitoes, ants, spiders, whatever. It's kind of just a trial and error process over the last 10 years that's got us to where we are today. It's been a cool journey. Again, this past summer was a really special one. Our 2025 is actually shaping up to be even more crazy. In 2025, we're setting up to do 40,000 new customers over the next 3 months, which again is just something that we never really thought we'd be saying. It was also a pretty crazy year because definitely another thing that I didn't think I would ever be saying is that we started our own pest control company in Australia, which was a bit of a strange undertaking, but something where, hey, we've been able to create what was a seasonal opportunity for students and turn it into something that's more of a year-round opportunity. So The Down Under project was very successful. Shout out to the Island region who pioneered that for us. Again, it was just something that I didn't really expect to do, but the opportunity presented itself and those guys made the most of it. So congrats on that. In addition to that, in the past, we've been able to expand to some different industries. We've been able to market services for TELUS in Quebec. We've also been able to market some home solar projects in Ontario and the Maritimes. This year, the new growth vertical or the new service that we'll be selling is a bin cleaning program that's been set up by Noah Halton. It's a cool program, essentially where a truck is going to clean the inside of people's garbage bins, and our reps in Calgary are going to sell that door to door. So shout out for him to getting that program off the ground. It's always exciting to see a new business in its infancy. Guys, I guess one of the things that I'm sure you've asked yourself before getting into this job is like, all right, why do I really want to knock doors this summer? It's very fair. It's the most difficult, challenging, at times humbling experience that you can possibly have. You're going to get doors slammed in your face and you're going to bump into people who are having bad days. That's part of this. Why do it? There's a ton that you can just take away from a summer on the doors. You're going to be a much more confident communicator. You're going to be a better salesperson. And those are things that are going to help you, sure, in business, but they're also just going to help you in life with your personal relationships that you have with people. If you're able to communicate very effectively, you're just going to have good relationships with people. And that's one of the biggest takeaways, me personally, I've been able to have doing this. In addition to that, hey, you're going to make some great money if you're able to get the hang of this thing, and that'll parlay hopefully into some confidence that can lead you down the path of having an awesome corporate career where I think you'll be more effective. But maybe more commonly, we just see a lot of Vantage people starting their own thing. I mean, one of the foundational skills when it comes to starting a business is being able to find customers and sell yourself and sell your product. And that skill you're going to get in spades. If you go out there and do 100 live sales presentations a day, you better believe that you're going to get pretty good at going out and being able to have high stakes conversations with people, because you're just going to get those reps. But in addition to that, you're going to get a formal, laid out training program. The training is always two-pronged. It's going to be focused on, hey, how to communicate, how to pitch, how to close, how to be persuasive, how to overcome objections, how to follow the sales cycle in a natural way that doesn't feel pushy or that you're pressuring people into buying something they don't want. That is just not sales. That's not how this works. That's not how you'll be successful. The way to do this is just to understand how to create need, how to meet need, how to overcome objections, and how to confidently close. And we'll teach you all of those things. And again, we'll do that pre-season with all of the training materials that exist on Pulse in the True North Academy. But then I think probably even better, we're going to teach you in person, in correlation, which is at least an hour meeting that's going to happen every single day. We're going to practice and we're going to understand sales. We're going to study it. And again, because that's not commonly taught in Canadian universities, it's actually only taught in 2 universities in our country, which is a crying shame. I don't understand it either. We're going to give you a formal education in sales this summer. So get in there, make the most of it, roll your sleeves up, expect it to be hard, but go out there and do what's possible. The Vantage reps are successful, move on, and they usually lead to success in other avenues and other things. Okay, let's talk about our speakers today. The sales team 6 region is presenting today, and just a phenomenal group to work with. So thanks to them for putting this together. The next speaker is a good friend of mine, a partner in the Hamilton branch, a partner in the Montreal branch, and one of the highest producing rookies that we've ever had in the company, and the highest producing rookie that I've ever personally managed. Had the opportunity to be this guy's sales manager back in 2020, and that's Mr. Samuel Sebular. When I asked Samuel, like, hey, like, dude, how were you able to do like unreached, like crazy freaking numbers that had never really been done before? 380 sales in 3 months. That's, I mean, not something I did 200 and some. I just asked him like, hey, like, how are you able to do that? And for him, it's just about his why. And by that, I mean, it's about his goals and what's behind those goals. For Samuel, his goals were just simply, or his why was just simply, hey, I just don't want to have to work for somebody else where I don't have a say in how that relationship looks. I want to be measured by my results. I don't want to be measured by my time that I put into it. I don't want to be paid by the hour. I want to be paid based on what I bring in or what I produce. And that's a good paradigm shift that I think can lead to building wealth a little bit faster than perhaps the traditional corporate path. In addition to that, part of Samuel's why was flexibility in his lifestyle. And this is a guy who works from the beach a lot of the summer, or sorry, a lot of the winter, And I think that just puts him in a position where he gets to dictate what his schedule is. He gets to really work hard for a certain period of the month and then have a lot more flexibility with the rest. He's also in a position where he gets to teach and train and mentor new salespeople in the company. And for anybody else who does that, I can say that that's a very satisfying role to have, to be able to offer these skills to others and then see them benefit from them and kind of just see where it takes them. I know that's kind of what keeps me coming back for more. So guys, just in closing, thanks again to the sales team 6 region for putting this together. I know it's going to be an awesome call. Congratulations on being selected into this program. It's tough to get accepted into this. We have thousands and thousands of people apply to work for us every summer. I know you're thinking, hey, it's just going out and knocking doors, but you would be amazed at the applicants that we get. So again, congratulations on being selected, guys. It means that you have what it takes to be successful at this job. If, and this is a big if, you decide that you're going to put absolutely everything that you have into it this summer. Get rid of the distractions. Make sure you're not focused on what's happening at home. Make sure you're focused on your training. Make sure you're focused on your inputs. Make sure you're focused on your lifestyle. Sales is a transference of energy, and if your energy levels are low because you aren't taking care of yourself away from the job, you're just not going to be successful. Which brings me to my next point. We're very excited to unroll the Vantage program this year that's going to be surrounded around wellness. So the wellness program is going to be powered by Actualize, who is actually an organization that's founded by former Vantage reps, and they've developed a training program for health and nutrition and mindfulness and wellness, and there will be competitions and opt-ins to that program for those who just kind of want to up-level not just their sales ability, but maybe also just kind of take some other steps in terms of their lifestyle. Their lifestyle coaches are going to help you with that. So again, more to come on that. More to come as far as the training goes. 40,000 new customers this year is the goal. It's going to be a special summer, guys. Let's make the most of it. Thank you so much for everybody that's participating in this training call. We're happy to have you this year at Vantage.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. My name is Samo. I'm one of the regional managers with Vantage and partner with Insight in Ontario and in Quebec. I'm going into my 6th year with the company, and I started in the same role that you applied for, which is the summer sales rep. So I've been around the block, knocked a couple doors, sold some bug spray. I'm telling you firsthand, it's super fun, so make sure to be excited about it. I'm personally super excited about the upcoming season. I'm sure we're gonna make it the best one yet. So let's recap what we do at Vantage and then how we do it, right? As you know, you're going to be a part of a summer sales program that goes between May and August. And we have a very simple mission of training you to the best version of a salesperson you can be in those 4 short months. And because summer really is short, we really want to maximize every single day of it, which is why, as you know, we work 6 days a week, right? So Monday to Saturday is when we knock and sell, Sunday is when we take it off. And I know a lot of you are coming in and saying, hey, I'm going to work 7 days a week for the whole summer, but it's really important to take some time off to rest and relax and reset. So take it as a pro tip. Don't go, 7 days in because you're going to burn yourself out. So Monday to Friday, we typically start a little bit later in the day, around 12 or 1. Reason why is because we want you to have the mornings for yourself and really do whatever keeps you going for the rest of the day, whether that's meditating, going to the gym, meal prepping, or just doing some more training on your own, right? It's important to take the mornings seriously. And then at 12 or 1, we meet for what we call a correlation. Now, correlations are morning sales meetings ran at your office by your manager or the management team. And the goal is simple, right? It's for us to teach you a little bit more about negotiation, persuasion, body language, nonverbal communication, as well as things about pest control, just so you have all the tools you need to be successful. So that's the theoretical part of the training, right? Every day before we go out to area, we're going to meet at the office and do some of that build-up of knowledge. And then you can expect to be on the doors around 2 or 3. Obviously, we carpool together there. And this is when the fun begins. This is where you actually start learning, right? Because once you go, every day to 50 to 100 homes and everybody's going to tell you, this is when you learn what works and what doesn't and how body language plays into the sales process and so on and so forth. The best part about this is that we always go until it's dark outside, right? Like we said earlier, we really want to maximize the summer. And you would be surprised how many people want to buy pest control after it's dark outside. Personally, my latest sale that I've made was at 1 in the morning. Now, this is not standard, but I'm just telling you what's possible, right? Oftentimes, you're going to be home late. We're talking 10:30 or 11, right? And Saturdays, we usually do a little bit different schedules. We start earlier, so we do something like 9 to 3 or 10 to 4, or sometimes we do full days if there's a competition, but that depends on what we decide together as each separate team. Now, as you know, we also cover housing. The reason why we cover free housing for you is there's 2 reasons, right? The first one is logistics, because it's obviously much easier to drive together from the house to the office and then from the area back home, so it kind of eliminates all need to commute. But the second one, which is even more important, is the culture, right? Because it's a totally different support network if you surround yourself with like-minded people who are facing the same rejection, students from around Canada. So if you are still considering taking us up on that free housing, highly recommend that you do it, right? Even if your home is close by, take us up on the housing. Pay-wise, as you know, we're all commission-based, and the way commission pay scales work is between 20% that you start as a rookie up to 40%. You can work your way up depending on how many accounts you sell. The good thing is that the pay scales are retroactive, meaning that once you reach a higher commission bracket, all the sales going back to the first one are worth at that new value, right? So if you end up at 35%, all the sales you make in the summer and retain, they're going to be commissioned at 35%. We have a lot of incentives and competitions throughout the summer. Of course, your main incentive is the knowledge you get, and then obviously the commissions. But we also like to say that we make sales a sport, right? So there's a lot of competitions between the offices. There's a lot of competitions between regions and also inter-office. And you can win prizes like Segways and iPhones and Macs and all the cool stuff. There's also the top performers trip each year that we have. This past year, we went to Tulum. The 2 years prior to Cuba. It's all inclusive, paid for by the company, but you just have to earn the spot on the trip because, again, it's for top performers, right? So make sure to be one of them. In terms of what you can expect about development, right? So again, the goal for us is to really get you those transferable skills, because a lot of employers right now that are hiring, they're looking for sales skills and soft skills as their number one desired skills in all the candidates, and that doesn't just go for the sales roles, right? It's for any type of job. So after you do a full year of, or full summer of door knocking, typically your resume lands on the top of the pile, right, wherever you apply. You can also expect to learn more about time management, and you're also going to have an awesome opportunity to network with high-performing peers, right? Because everybody that we hire is extremely well-spoken, highly motivated, and just ambitious, right? So really make sure to build those friendships throughout the summer, because trust me, once you're in the trenches, or in other words, on the doors with somebody, you keep those connections for a long time. Lastly, what I want to touch on is the advancement or growth opportunities within Vantage as well as Insight, right? There's tons of growth opportunities both on the sales side as well as on the operations side. Now, in terms of sales side, the way it looks like, if you come into the job and obviously put in great numbers and bring other intangibles to the table, such as leadership and the ability and desire to teach others, and also awesome attitude, it's not uncommon for us to offer you some type of leadership role in the second year coming back, right? And those leadership roles are ranging from being a team lead to being an assistant manager to an experienced manager, or potentially, if you really excel at what you do, to run your own squad. Right? So again, it's not uncommon for you to be awesome at the job in the first year and then run your own team in the second year. On the service side, as you know, Insight is one of the the fastest growing pest control company in Canada. We've started in 2020, built it to 52,000 active customers as of this year. And there's a lot of reps who started with us as door knockers and are now branch managers or run other types of operation, right? So regardless of where your ambitions lie, if you prove yourself with us, there's a lot of opportunities to grow within the company. That's pretty much everything on my side. Again, I'm super excited about the season, and I'll pass it on to Kevin, who was in 2023 and 2024 back-to-back top rep in Vantage. So excited to hear from this guy.
My name is Kevin Taddeo, and I'm going on summer 7 with Vantage, and I'm also one of the partners on the service end of our business. Now, my job today is to coach you on the do's and don'ts of this job and to share what separates the middle-of-the-pack performers, well, from the top performers. Firstly, a core message that you must absolutely understand, and I'm sure that this will not be the only time you hear this, but if you treat this job like a summer job, it'll pay you like a summer job. But if you treat it like a profession, it will pay you like a professional. I'm sure a lot of you have lofty income goals for the summer. Maybe others applied strictly for the experience, but truthfully, those go hand in hand. If you're looking to get the most possible out of your experience here, your goal should be to produce at the highest level. This will mean that not only do you master the skill of selling and in turn close a lot of deals, but it will mean that you've successfully mastered the personal discipline and the other intangible skills that are required to perform well here. And these are things that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life. Consider the commission checks on top simply a bonus. Now, last summer we had not one, but 2 rookies earn over $100,000. And these individuals are some of the most impressive students that I've ever met. On the contrary, our average sales rep earned a little over $20,000 last summer, which is not a bad chunk of change, but certainly I believe there's a lot of room for improvement there. Over my 7 years here, I've noticed one core thing that has separated the top of the pack from the middle every single year. And it's true core purpose for wanting to be here. If you've applied here simply because you need a summer job and wanted something to keep you busy, you will not be a top performer. If you've applied here because you have a core purpose for wanting to learn these skills, maybe you see yourself in sales long term, or maybe you see yourself starting a business when you're older and you know that if you don't learn how to sell, your business won't succeed, or maybe you want to be a lawyer and you know that you need to learn how to persuade and influence in order to be a good lawyer. Whatever your goal is, you'll have a good shot at doing very well here. And the reason for this is because our top performers each year aren't the salespeople that are the most skilled, but rather the ones that go out there every single day and they put in the inputs that are required and necessary in order to succeed. There's going to be plenty of days where you wake up and you don't want to go to work, or it's raining, or something happened in your personal life, or whatever it is. The middle of the pack performers, they make excuses. The top performers go out there and they do their job because they have a deeper purpose or vision that's driving them. And we as managers are going to do our very best to motivate you each and every day, but if you don't want success more for yourself than we want it for you, then unfortunately we can't help you. Now, the last thing I'd like to touch on is just the company that we represent, Insight Pest Solutions. We're now the largest residential pest control company in the country. We have a Google rating of over 4.8 stars countrywide, and the image that you uphold in the field is very, very important to us. Now, I've knocked on doors for plenty of years now and understand that you aren't always going to catch every homeowner at the perfect time, but please ensure that you're always maintaining a professional and courteous image. Now let's hear what's next from the most handsome man in pest control, Jack Borston.
Hi there, my name is Jack Borston, and I'm going into my 5th summer here with Vantage, and I'm now a partner here with the company. In 2021, I was the top rookie sales rep in the country, and ever since then, I have fallen in love with door-to-door sales. This job is a tough one, but it provides an incredible opportunity for personal growth and development. Like most things that are valuable and worth doing, this job is incredibly challenging. This job is not for everyone, which is why you should all feel very proud to have made it here and have the opportunity for great things this summer. But of course, getting here is only the first step in your journeys towards growth. In order to be successful this summer, you will have to hold yourself to a new level of excellence and determination. I can speak firsthand to the challenges of this job, as in my first year selling door-to-door, I got off to a rather slow start. In my first 2 weeks, I wasn't putting up the sales numbers that I'd hoped for, and was honestly struggling to be successful in the way that I'd planned. However, where others around me perhaps grew complacent in their early success or became discouraged altogether from their early challenges, I managed to find a way to push through early obstacles and finish the summer the way I wanted to, with a lot of success having hit my goals. I'd like to share with you some of those tidbits of advice from my experience to help each of you have the most successful and rewarding summer experience possible. Not only for how to start the summer off with momentum and success, but also how you can work to continually improve and ultimately be the most successful and get the most from this experience as possible. Without question, every single summer, the sales rep who puts up the most time and effort into training and practice and growth is always the most successful. You all have access to our online training platform, the True North Academy, which is tons of training videos, coursework, interactive learning software, audio and ebooks, and even some real-life recorded pitches from top sales reps live on the doors, so you can really get a hear and sound for what it sounds like to be out there selling. The more content you consume, the better. In addition to the in-house training we have, some other great resources include Sales Superstar by Tim Mulcahy, Door-to-Door Millionaire by Lenny Gray, and of course the Opportunity Knocks podcast, which you can access on Apple Music or Spotify. I encourage all of you to go through the training in its entirety, but not simply viewing the training, but attentively engaging with it and taking detailed notes. You will set yourselves up with a robust foundation to begin your summer successfully. Additionally, I encourage all of you to actively practice the material you study, writing out early scripts for your pitch, and practicing it with your managers and coworkers. Like Kevin said before, by treating this opportunity as a profession and giving it everything you have, you stand to make the greatest gains, both in skill, character development, as well as in financial compensation. In order to maximize your experience, I recommend a few other habits to keep up during the summer. First, getting complacent is a slippery slope. Always look to get better, 1% every day. By continuously practicing your pitch, training and working to improve every day, you will not only stay sharp and effective out there, but you will improve at a much faster rate. The simple choice to listen to a sales podcast in the car or while at the gym, reading part of a sales book at night, little things can make the difference between an okay and an excellent summer. Second, it's important to practice healthy habits, right? The way you feel will have a major impact on how you perform this summer. Practicing healthy habits will make it so that you feel more energetic and happy and your mood is better throughout the day, which will directly influence the effectiveness of your pitch. Taking the time to exercise every day before your daily sales meeting, whether that's going to the gym and lifting weights, going on a run, playing a sport, doing yoga, doing something productive and healthy every morning helps start your day off on the right foot. Additionally, being mindful of the food you eat, how much water you're drinking, are you getting enough sleep? These are things that will ensure you have optimal energy and mood not just on a day-to-day basis, but over the course of the entire summer. The most successful reps are often the ones who take the best care of themselves. You can't do this job without your body, and your body needs to be in tip-top shape, so take care of yourself. Finally, the most important habit that all high-performing reps have in common is their work habits. Showing up to the office prepared and on time every day, actively listening and participating in your daily sales meetings, and getting to area right after your sales meeting and knocking as many doors and as many hours as possible are the most important steps to success. Making sure you are maximizing your time on the doors will ensure that you have the highest amount of qualified conversations every day. Every day I get to my area as early as possible. I always pack a lunch to make sure I'm eating healthy and minimizing time off the doors looking for somewhere to eat. I take as few breaks as possible, and importantly, I never stop knocking before 9 p.m. Everyone's home then, and that's when you'll get a lot of sales. So by getting out earlier, you're throwing sales away. The more homeowners you talk to, the more opportunities you will have to make a sale. It's basic math. Ultimately, the more you work to control the inputs surrounding this job, the more you can work to control the outputs, the results, and ultimately set yourself up for success. The more you can control through your habits and mindsets, the more successful you will be. The last sentiments I will leave you guys with is just really to appreciate the opportunity before you. This summer will be what you make of it. I can speak from firsthand experience what this opportunity has done for me. The growth you can achieve, whether your goals are focused on income, skill development, character growth, the results are immense. Every year I see people leave this job with more confidence, resilience, abilities in communication and public speaking, and an entrepreneurial spirit. Plus, whether you want to go off into your life and work in sales, work in consulting, grow your own business, have your ideas heard in a boardroom, the ability to understand how to effectively communicate with people, work hard and through difficult times, and to ultimately be better at understanding the people across from you is going to do so much for your life. For myself, I started this job 5 years ago as a broke university student with no real plan in life. No idea what I wanted to do. Since then, I've been fortunate to work my way into being an assistant manager in my second year, into running my own team in my third year, to overseeing a few teams in my fourth year, now into the position of being a partner. The beauty of production-based work environments, just like with your income, your professional progression is determined by your work ethic and the results that you put forth. For those of you who truly win the summer and give it everything you've got, opportunities for moving forward into management and leadership positions always exist. So truly, I recommend to each and every one of you, like Kevin said before, treat this like a profession and you'll get professional results. You stand to make what you put into this job. And I know that you're all going to be very excited for the summer, and that's why each and every one of you are here today. Now, with that, I'd like to welcome one of the most powerful women in pest control, Ms. Tess Dulst, who will talk a little bit about how you can prepare for your first day on the doors.
Allô de Montréal! For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Tess, and I am one of the partners in the Ontario as well as in the Quebec branch. I've been with the company for 6 years now. Before I get into the first day expectations on the doors, I do want to touch base on some of the prep points. The first one being training. This has been mentioned before, but training is so important. Every year, we actually see a direct correlation between those who complete training and those who perform well on the doors. So do make sure to put in the time and the effort into it. In fact, Sales Superstar, right? You do need to be listening to that. Pulse, oh my, so much valuable information. By the way, a French version will be coming very soon for all the francophones out there, and any other resources that your managers send you. Now, in addition to that, there's a few logistical preps you want to be thinking about. Us, as a company, we will give you your uniforms with a cute little logo on it, a lanyard, a hat, nice little binder as well. So those are all the things that you will need from us. But on your end, you do need to make sure that you've got some comfortable shoes. Because let me tell you, you will be walking a lot this summer. As well, you need some comfortable pants, shorts, whatever you'd prefer. But they do need to be of a uniform color. Black, white, gray, beige, dark blue, whatever you'd like, but just something so it all fits the part and so that you look like a professional when you're talking with the customers. The more logos the customers can see, the more trust they'll have in you, right? So super important to always be showing those. But remember, The more you look like a bug boy or a bug girl, the more you'll sell like a bug boy or a bug girl. Now jumping into your first day expectations. Most of you guys will be off to a hot start, but some will not, and that is totally okay. I'll be honest that not all people do sales on their first day. It's normal. If you've never done door-to-door before, if you've never done sales, it will take a bit of time to get used to it all. Get used to the pitch, get used to how to answer customers' questions, and especially how to close. So on that first day, I do not want you to be thinking about sales, but I want you to be thinking about buying questions from your customers. What's a buying question? It could be a question such as, how much does this cost? What exactly do you do? Or even, is this safe for my animals and my kids? Those are all questions that a customer could ask you, which would indicate that they are thinking about it, that they are interested, that they are hooked, right? They haven't made their buying decision yet, but they want to know more. And that simply shows that you are doing your job perfectly, right? You're doing great. It is by learning how to handle those questions, by learning how to kind of jump back from that you will be able to close at some point. But in fact, for the first few days, do not think about pen on paper, just think about those questions. How many did you get? How did you answer? That is what you should be focusing on so that you can improve over your practice. Last little thing that you should also be thinking about is the weather. I mean, we're going to go sell out there, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny. So sunscreen, a rain jacket, maybe an umbrella, whatever you'd like. But we're not made out of sugar, right? So we will be going out there making money, making sales every single day this summer. With all that being said, I do hope that you guys learned at least something new today. On our part, we are very, very excited to have you part of our team. Very excited to see you achieve and even surpass your goals. And do not forget, next week, same day, same time, on the Sunday at 7 p.m., we'll have our next company call, The Essentials, by another of the 3 regions. This one was presented to yours truly, Sales Team 6. Make it happen.